everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. This morning we're going to be doing a recipe that I know is probably going to cause me a lot of grief. It's an old recipe where the boxed cake mixes used to be 18.25 ounces. This butter pecan cake mix is 13.25 ounces. That's how many 5 ounces is missing out of this box. So we're going to be using the cake replacement. And please, I posted it week before last and told everybody about it. Then I did a recipe this week showing everybody how that we use our cake replacement. And I've had very ugly comments and I had to block some people. I'll just tell you, I'll do anything in the world to try to help somebody. But you're not going to talk to me and tell me I'm stupid and all this bunch of stuff on there and think that it's going to work. It's not going to. I will block you. So if you see anybody on there that's having a hard time, I try to answer the comments, but young'uns, sometimes people will argue with you and you try to explain it to them and they don't understand. Maybe they need some of you all to kick in there and say, hey, this is the way you do it. Maybe they'd understand it better from you. Maybe I'm just not being plain enough or whatever, but please help people if you see them, because the cake replacement thing is so good and they just need to see that it's really good. Well, I'm going to hush and I'm going to get on with this cake mix, okay? But this cake mix I've got is just, look how little. It's just a 13.25. And I need, like I said, this is an old recipe, and it needs to be 18.25. So I need 5 ounces. I've figured out that 2 tablespoons, level tablespoons, for each one of those ounces, and I needed 5 ounces, comes to 10 level tablespoons, which is about 1/4 of a cup of the cake mix, replacement. You know, that's all I'm going to say, okay? We're going to put 2 sticks of butter. I've melted them. If you see somebody that needs help, please try to help them. I don't know what else to do. Sometimes it just, I wanted to make this cake for us, for our home eating. But I worried about making it because after the other day, I thought, I know most of the time I just let this stuff bead off my back. But when you get real ugly, you'll get blocked. If you don't want to watch the video, but you will say lots of ugly things and you've not even watched the video. This is coconut pecan frosting. 1 container of coconut pecan frosting. And it is a 15-ounce container. I'm going to hush. But I hope y'all are having a blessed day. This, I think, will be a good cake. I've never made it before. I just pulled it out of one of the old recipe books. And I want to get every little drop because that's good, pretty good stuff down in there, isn't it? If you don't want to use this in a tub, make up one recipe of your own German chocolate cake frosting, and it will work great. Now I'm going to put in 4 eggs that I have broke separately. 4 eggs. I'm going to put in a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. 1/2 cup. And I'm going to put in 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Let me make sure I got everything I wrote down here. Oh yeah, I need one other thing. I need, let me see, I can just use this measuring cup. I need a cup of heavy whipping cream, okay? 1 cup. Had it right out there, and sometimes when I get to thinking, I really had myself in a lather worrying about having to do this cake. If you just look up the recipe on my page, it's called cake mix replacement. You can watch the video, okay? I want it. This is going to help you so much, and I don't want y'all to not understand. So please, we'll get this done together, okay? You'll figure it out. Once it clicks, it'll just roll, and you can help that. Now I'm going to beat this over on my stand mixer. Just hadn't felt this morning like I could carry it with my back over here so y'all could see it. So I'm going to take it over there and beat it, okay? While we're beating that, we're going to coat our pan with some pan coating. Make sure it's nice and coated real well. If you don't have this recipe, go over to my page, click on Farm Cooking with Nan TV show. Always, if you think I'm afraid I'm going to get on the wrong page, always make sure that it says I have over 230,000 followers. If it's just got 1,000 or 2,000 or 4,000, then that's a fake page. A fake page. It is not me. Make sure that it has, it says over 230,000 followers. And that way you know you're on the right page. Or you can just go up to the top of your screen, you know, on your computer or whatever, and click on the search bar and type in Farm Cooking with Nan TV show. And type in homemade pan coating, C-O-A-T-I-N-G. And when you do that and click, it will bring it right up for you to click on. And you can do the same thing with the cake mix replacement. Just go up to the top of your screen, click on your search bar, and type in Farm Cooking with Nan cake mix replacement, and then click, and it will bring it up for you, and you can write it down or print it or whatever you need to do. I've got my cake all done. Let me grab my cake mix. Okay, let me tell you what I did. When I went and got my batter, I thought, I thought this is going to be a real big cake, and I don't want to put it in that whatchamacallit, Bundt pan, because I just didn't want to take a chance of it coming over. Even though I could put something under it, it still makes just makes a bad cake. I mean, when you get it out of the oven, it's just not good. Well, drop some right down through the center. Nice and thick batter. Then we're going to smooth it out. Your cakes will be so much prettier using the replacement. so much taller and nicer. Let's clean that off the bottom of my pan and go up in there. Now, my oven just beeped, so I'm going to get it in the oven at 350, and we're going to bake this for about 60 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, we'll see you back then. Clean up this mess. Just got it out of the stove and set it down here and turned the thing on. I'm glad I put it in this big cake pan because, you know, it might shrink down a little bit, but it's a pretty good size cake, and I believe it probably would have went over my Bundt cake pan. So I'm gonna let it cool just a few minutes, and then I'm gonna turn it out. While we're waiting on our cake to cool, let's go ahead and get our icing ready. I'm going to start out with a heaping cup of powdered sugar. And I'm going to put about a teaspoon, that was a little bit more than a teaspoon, of vanilla. And then I'm going to put, let's see, about 2 tablespoons of some softened butter. Well, we'll get it in a minute. Then I'm gonna, let me think. I'm gonna put some cocoa powder. You know, powdered, shoot, say it here, Hershey's cocoa. 1. A little bit more than 2 tablespoons. Let's mix this up a little bit. I'm going to put just a few drops of heavy cream. Maybe, that's a tablespoon. Got a mess. Hang on, let me clean this up. Okay, I got the cake turned out onto my plate, and I have added, this is one of those things, this icing, you have to add it until you get that consistency. Sorry. You get that consistency that you're looking for. If you don't want to add milk to it, you can add water. This is going to be one of the most, look, moist cake. It's going to be so moist. I even feel like I need it just a tad bit thinner. This is one of those things, like I said, you got to eyeball it. It's got to be thin enough to make it like a drizzle. Then when you let that set for a while, it starts to thicken up a little bit. I'm gonna let this cool and we'll be back. Okay, got my icing thinned down. My cake's cooled down a little bit. Now, I didn't put just 2 tablespoons of cocoa because I don't want this to be such a heavy chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I want the butter pecan, and you know this was my mother's favorite cake. She used to make this. It was her favorite cake. She loved butter pecan. And she never put icing on hers. Never. She always just sprinkled with a little powdered sugar, and sometimes not even that. She just liked it without anything on it. You can tell my cake's still warm. This icing is one of those things that you just have to eyeball. I will try to tell you the ingredients that I put in it, but you need to add that. You need to add that that simple, you know, heavy whipping cream or whatever. Add that, or water, whatever you want to put in there. Add that, and enough to where it's spreadable. Or like I said, you don't even have to have an icing for this. It's going to be good. I'm going to put this little dab. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let it cool down just a little bit more before we slice it. We've got our cake out of there. I want you to know, look at this. That's how moist this cake is. Look at that. It's just absolutely crumbling. You've got to try this. It's delicious. I hope you all get a chance to make you one. It's well worth it. That brings back so many memories. My house smells so good. I hope you get a chance to make this because you won't regret it. I just want to tell you how much I love y'all. I hope y'all aren't mad at me for saying what I did this morning. You just don't realize. Y'all don't realize. I try my best to do. I just try my best to. That I want to help you all. That I want to say something or do something that will help you. And I get messages. I've been in there while I was waiting on my cake to get out of the oven, almost 40 minutes looking for a recipe for a woman. And I know she's mad at me, but that, you know, I do so many recipes, I can't think that second when they ask me, you know, well, I can't remember that and I want to fix it for so-and-so, so I need you to tell me what to do. And I thought, are you kidding me? I mean, I do a lot of recipes. I've spent, like I said, 40 minutes in there looking for the recipe. Hadn't found it yet. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going back to try to find it for her again. When all you have to do is go over to my page, Farm Cooking with Nan TV show. Click on the word photos and go down through the photos and recipes until you find the one you're looking for, or click on the word videos and look down through the videos until you find the one you're looking for. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but physically and in my mind and in my body today, my blood sugar dropped out the bottom, and I have just been so weak. And I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry for complaining. And I just want y'all to know that I love you and that the Lord loves you so much. You know, we are human, and there are days whenever we don't feel good in our body or whatever. And we're not the great people that we want to be on that day. So I hope y'all forgive me. I know I'll ask the Lord to forgive me. So I will see you all next time. Put your trust in the Lord. Call out on his name before it's too late, young'uns. I love yous. Bye-bye. One other thing, I bake that 1 hour at 350, okay?